46 days ago, I turned 56 on April 1st. I remember I walked out of the shower into my closet and I looked myself in the mirror, and the man that I saw looking at me, well, I was ashamed of it. I've been an athlete my entire life. I've always been able to use my body to do whatever I wanted to do. And for the first time in my life, I found that I was shying away from things, even going places or doing things because I wasn't physically able to because of my conditioning. Before, in the spring, I guess before last winter, I had a pretty traumatic dirt bike accident where I hurt my ribs and open fracture on my hand. And it was a slow recovery. It was just a long winter, and the fact that I was beat up and banged up, I kind of gave myself license to get into some bad habits of eating, no longer watching what I'm eating, and it just happened over the winter. I say that I hibernated too hard and put a lot of weight on. For the first time in many years, I wasn't even confident to go snow biking up on the mountain, snowmobiles with my friends, because I felt that I wasn't physically strong enough. I'd get up there in that environment and not be able to get my bike out of the snow, or not be able to put the effort in because of the physical condition that I'd gotten into. And I was somewhat depressed about it. I kind of thought, well, that's just the way it is. You're getting old, and it's time to put those things away. You're going to have to take up things that are a little bit easier. And I hadn't really considered it or resolved that. It just was kind of in my mind, and I thought, well, we'll just see where it goes. But when I saw myself on April 1st, and I saw the condition that I'd let my body get into, man, something clicked in my head, and I just said, no, I'm not ready for that. I'm not going to lie down and die. I'm going to do something about this. This is not who I am. This is not who I want to be. And I owe it not only to myself, but to my family to be around as long as possible. I'm 56 years old. I've got a 7-year-old. I've got a 19-year-old. I've got a wife that depend upon me and rely upon me. I have a responsibility to be around and be helpful and not be a burden to my family as long as possible. So I decided right there and then I got to do something about it, but I didn't know what to do. I live in the country. I'm a bit of an introvert. I don't like gyms. I don't know much about nutrition. I've been blessed with a fast metabolism. In the past, I've been able to kind of eat and do as I wanted, but it's getting to the point now where I got to make a decision. This is just unacceptable. So I went on to ChatGPT and started teaching myself about this. This was, as I said, 46 days ago. And I thought, well, can ChatGPT help me? Can it help me lose some weight? Can it help me to rehab and to get strong again and to get over some of the injuries that I had from this dirt bike accident? I taught myself how to use it and created a custom GPT with a nutrition plan. And I kind of asked it to ask me questions. I said, I don't even know what you need to know, but can you help me? Can you help me? I'm not going to go to a gym. I've got a couple kettlebells. I got a shop, maybe a place I could do a small home gym. I got to start somewhere. I got to do something. Like I said, I got a jump rope and I got 2 kettlebells. That's what I got. And I worked with it, and it built a kind of a questionnaire, and it came up with a plan. One was really get a hold of my diet, control everything that I eat, everything that I drink, and 6 days of working out. I said I'm busy. I got to work. I don't have all day to be in a gym and counting calories, but I need some help. I got to do something. I told it I could eat 2 meals a day. That's what works for me. And I could give it an hour to hour and a half of fitness training in the morning. I carved that out of my schedule. And I asked it, in addition to the kettlebells and the jump rope, if I were going to spend $1,000 on a home gym, what's the best place I could do that, and what could I get? And it told me to get a dip bar, a pull-up bar, and 3 stretchy bands. And I ordered it, and I put together the gym, and that's where it all started. Today is 46, and I took these photos this morning. This is of me, about mid-workout or so, and the transformation has been incredible. Now, I posted pictures similar to this a couple days ago, and I got a lot of hatred, a lot of people accusing me of lying, of photoshopping, using AI to enhance the photo, everything, TRT, Ozempic. And I promise you, I didn't do any of that. I didn't doctor any of that. I wasn't planning on doing this video. When I took the original photo that I've shared with you of the big gut and the inflammation, that was just for me privately, so that I could hopefully see a little bit of progress and get some hope as I moved along. I wasn't expecting a transformation to be that quick. But one thing I am tenacious, and I will follow a plan. And I resolved on my birthday that whatever ChatGPT told me to do, that I would follow it to the T, and I would not cheat until I reached the goals that I wanted to do. And that's what I'm here to share with you today. I'm not here to say that I'm some sort of a nutrition or physical expert. I'm not. I'm just a normal dude that wanted to make a change and tried to do it the best I could with what I had, and I got good results. And I think that this might be beneficial to you if you're struggling with the same thing. I'm sympathetic. I'm not some fitness maestro. But if I can do it, then anyone can do it. I'll share with you my plan today, what I do, briefly, kind of what I did, what my goals are, and just to encourage you to do the same. Now, I'll share with you what I did exactly. Every supplement, everything I ate. It's very simple. Whole foods, seed retention, drinking water, and sleep. Those are really the 4 pillars. And absolute adherence to the plan and absolute dedication to the plan, showing up. Sometimes I didn't feel like doing it. Sometimes I had a headache. I was detoxing from seed oils, from processed foods. It was hard, but I just kept showing up and kept doing it. And that's why I'm at where I'm at here today. I went from 209 pounds to this morning 183.8 pounds. And the whole time, not only but losing fat and inflammation, but also putting on size and muscle, or at least not losing any size. How I start my day and how I started, really, to be honest, I got to go back from April 1st. Actually, I had started cleaning up my diet about a week before that. Mrs. W had left for a week to visit her parents in the Midwest, and I was kind of moving in that direction a little bit, but I didn't really know what to do, and I was just trying to be a little bit more mindful what I eat. So I did lose a few pounds, just the old school way, just eating less, and before I really get started. But on my birthday, that's when I really went hardcore, and when I really started the plan, when I enacted AI to become a nutritionist and a fitness coach. April 1st, I ordered the pull-up bar. I bought everything from Rogue. I ordered a dip bar, and I ordered the bands, and I ordered all of my supplements. So over the next week or so, those things showed up, but I got started with what I had with the kettlebells, doing calisthenics and burpees and whatever the AI told me to do. And I'm not going to get into the specific plan. That's going to be individual for you. You can use it and find out. I just want to show you the method and what I did and what I ate and how I accomplished this in 46 days. No drugs, no Ozempic, no TRT. Nothing has passed my lips other than just a few whole foods and pure water and good sleep. How I started is I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm usually in the kitchen at about 4:45, let's say 5 o'clock or so. My workout, what I call going into the forge, I call my gym the forge. I'm forging something new here, starts at 6 a.m. I like to have that hour to kind of get my mind right and get prepped and just have some quiet time in the morning. One thing that I was unwilling to give up was coffee. But in the past, I drank quite a bit of coffee with a lot of heavy cream. So I talked to my AI, and it said, keep your coffee, but keep it to a reasonable cup, no dairy whatsoever. So I went to black coffee. So that was my first real compromise. And for a Pacific Northwest man, you know that is a hard thing to do. But I followed the plan, and that's what I did. So how I started, as the supplements came in, and I'll put photos of everything here, I start in the morning with 24 ounces of water right when I wake up. When I first wake up, the first thing I do is I record my fasted weight. Go use the restroom. I got a small book, and every single day I've recorded in here my weight, fasted weight, before I take any water on. Write that down. It's important. It's important to write these down because this is going to play into how AI can help you to come up with a plan and adapt it towards your changes and what's going on with your body. I make my coffee While the coffee is brewing, I use LMT, which is a electrolyte in a powder. These are the highest quality, I buy the highest quality ingredients I could find. 24 ounces of water, first thing in the morning, and then have my coffee over the hour or so, answer a few emails, get my plan ready, and then go right into the forge. Right before the forge, I take these supplements, a half a scoop of creatine and beta-alanine. Again, I'll put pictures, I'm not sure if I have the names all right, but I take 2 of those, and then I go right into the workout. The workout lasts between an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how I move through it, depending on what day it is, and I work out 6 days a week in my home gym. Nothing elaborate. I've invested probably $1,500 into the whole gym. After the workout, I come in and I use these 4 products right here. This is the best whey protein, 1 scoop of that into a shake, collagen, the second half of the creatine post-workout, and the 4th one, I don't remember, the citric something right there, but I take those right there. Then, after that, I go directly into, and I get ready for the day. I shower every morning. I also stripped out any products, hair care products or shampoos, conditioners, soaps that weren't pure and clean, that I knew what the ingredients were. No toxins, no poisons, no perfumes, no scents. Everything that I did in this program was aligned with what AI said. I said, I want the best of the best ingredients. I don't want anything that's going to prevent me from reaching my goal. I don't want anything that's going to make me weak. I want everything that I'm doing to be intentional, and I want the best of the best for everything. And so these are the products that I found. After the workout, I go right into the shower, wash my hair. I don't wash every day, but probably every 3 to 4 days, depending on what I'm doing. But I condition every day with these products. I use a natural soap that doesn't have any perfumes or anything in it. And then I go into a shave and then just the regular things, get ready. I go through that whole process. Then I go into my first meal. First meal, and it's been the same for 46 days. I have 4 eggs that I cook them over easy. So what I do is I go into the kitchen, and the first thing I do is I get 1/3 cup of Bob's Red Mill organic steel cut oats, 1/3 of a cup. I get that cooking. It takes about 20 minutes. While that's cooking, I eat 1/2 pound of ground beef, locally sourced, organic, no hormones, grass-fed, the highest quality I can find, really lean, like really high quality meat. And I buy it from the butcher in 1 pound at a time. I get multiple 1-pound packages, and then I cut those in half, and I eat half of that every morning. So I don't know what that cooks down to, but that's what I have. I throw a little bit of Kerrygold butter. Kerrygold butter is the very best butter you can buy. Not a lot, just a little bit for the oil in the pan. And I cook the ground beef. So the oats are going, ground beef's going, I cook that. Then 4 farm fresh eggs, local, organic, the best I can get. I cook those, and then I measure out my salt. Your salt intake's important. I searched out the best tasting, the highest quality salt I could find, and the best I could find comes out of France. This is the brand here. I'm putting pictures, I hope to. Pictures by everything. And I measure that out. I get 1/4 teaspoon per meal. However I want to use that, I measure that out. While the oatmeal's cooking, I have my eggs and my ground beef, and then I prep for my first supplement stack. These are the supplements that I take after the meal or right with the meal. And I don't like to eat a lot of vegetables or greens, so I substitute for this Thorn green drink. Thorn is what I fell upon or discovered. It's the best, highest quality supplements that you can find. Third-party tested, medical, pharmaceutical grade. They're a little bit expensive, but they're the best ones on the market as far as I could find. I take the green supplement in water, make a simple shake, and then by the time I finish the eggs and the supplements, the oatmeal's done. I eat that, no salt, just go hard, no sugar, no butters. I use a little bit of cinnamon on the top, that helps, but I've gotten acquired to it, and I kind of like it, I enjoy it. And then after that, then it's off to work, and that's usually starts with the live stream. Now, that gives me about between half hour to 20 minutes after breakfast before I start the live stream up. I do a daily live stream for my members, and I would encourage you, if you would like to follow along with this program and join the Warband. There's about 500 of my most devout, my best subscribers that meet with me daily. We have a daily live stream at 9:30 in the morning. If you become a member, you get access to this, and many of us are doing this together. All of the Warband, they're building forges, they're cleaning up their diet, and we're encouraging one another. I'm not selling anything here. I'm not selling supplements. I'm not selling a workout. I'm not even going to tell you what your workout should be. I'm just sharing with you what I did and what happened as a result of it. So if you want to participate in this and you want to have support and some accountability, it's $5 a month. I'll put a link I'll pin it to the top comment. Come and join us. You can join us Monday morning, and we're all doing this together, and we'll get into much deeper things, spiritual things that can make a big difference. But I'm not going to cast my pearls before the swine of the internet here. That's not for you. That's for men that are serious about it and want to join the Warband. So with that out of the way, we'll continue on. So now I have a half hour or so, 20 minutes to kill before the stream starts. I go out and I sit in direct sunlight. If you have a place where you can be private, the more skin you can expose, the better. Especially if you can get sun on your chest and on your groin, on your legs, put some shorts on, sit out in the sun, face the sun. If you wear contact lenses or glasses, take them off. Don't have anything that blocks the UV light from going in your eyes. You don't need to stare at the sun, but just look towards it. And there's a lot of benefits, health benefits. Your testosterone will raise, vitamin C, whatever, it's good. It's good medicine to be in the sun. Sunscreen, I think, is one of the greatest scams in the history of men. Sunscreen blocks UV lights, and I think we need it. If you doubt that, go take your sunscreen and spray it SPF 40, 60 all over a plant and put it out in the sun and watch that plant wither and die. You're going to tell me that it's good for us to put these chemicals, these sunscreens on us. I don't think so. Morning light is best because the UV index is low. Don't get burnt. Be careful if you're fair skinned, maybe a little bit less, but I try to sit out there for about 15 to 20 minutes every morning, cold or hot. After that, I go into the live stream. That usually runs about an hour to an hour and a half or so. And when the live stream is done, I go directly to work. I consume 110 to 140 ounces of water every day, maybe even a little bit more sometimes throughout the day. I stop my water intake at about 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock so I don't have to get up 10 times a night to pee. Meal 2, very similar to meal 1, never eat after 5. What I try to do is I try to keep the meals pretty close together. That way I have a long fasting window, and that long fasting window really helps to burn off that fat, put you in calorie deficit. My evening meal is simple. 1/3 cup of high quality jasmine rice, 8 ounces of a good high quality cut of meat, organic, grass-fed, hormone-free, usually like a New York steak, excuse me, or a ribeye. I was using ribeyes at first, but they're so fatty that I wasn't dropping weight and cutting as fast as I liked, so then I switched to a leaner cut of meat, and that seemed to help and make a little bit of difference. A very little bit of salt, about 1/3 of a teaspoon at the most on the steak and the rice, and I use a very high quality olive oil for my fat, either half an avocado or 1 tablespoon of this olive oil. I did research, and this is, of all olive oils I could find, this was the finest, the highest quality, and this olive oil here is definitely good medicine. After that, no food, and kind of go into evening activities, time with the family, and just unwinding for the day. Right before bed, I practice extreme discipline when it comes to screens. No screens an hour before bed, no blue lights. If you can, a walk after supper. If you can't, I know that's not possible, but if you can get outside and if you can get your eyes looking and watch the sun down, watch the sun coming down to kind of get your brain and your body acclimated and ready for the sleep cycle. Be very intentional about sleep. The diet, the food, the physical training, and the sleep are all 3 pillars that make this possible. Not one of them can you remove and have success and move it and have the success as quickly as I have. They're all equally important, especially the sleep. In your room, After, no blue lights for an hour before bed, but in your room, make sure that there's no LED lights, nothing flashing, nothing blinking, blackout curtains, cover windows, make it as cool and dark as possible. Really have a place of rest. Get rid of synthetic sheets. Get rid of anything synthetic touching your body. If you can get cotton or linen sheets, that's the best thing ever. And be very intentional. No screens, no lights, no noise, no sound, absolute discipline. You need to get at least 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours. It depends on people. But this is very, very important. And not having screens is really, really critical. Right before bed, I take these 3 supplements, magnesium and 2 other, which I can't remember. There's the picture. And as well as a half hour before bed, I take 1 teaspoon of local, pure, raw honey. The honey, if you can get it the closest to your house, to the environment that you live in, the more and better the health benefits are. And this helped me. I started the honey about halfway into this because I was waking up at 2:30 and my mind just racing and not able to get back to sleep. It was really affecting my sleep. And I took that to AI, and it gave me a long explanation of what was going on, but something was happening in making that transition from garbage to whole foods, that my body needed some sort of a nutrient, and it recommended the honey. I started taking that, and it made a big difference. And then I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and I repeat the cycle. I take off 1 rest day. We keep the Sabbath, the Holy Sabbath, Saturday, so we do no work, no workout. The food is curtailed a little bit. I don't take the protein powders and all the supplements because I'm not doing the heavy workout. Saturday is a day of rest. And that's from sundown Friday night to sundown Saturday night. No physical training, and a little bit limited on the calories. And then Sunday rolls around, I'm back at it again through my routine. And that's how I do it. And that's how I've been able to accomplish it. So I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to say, hey, look at me. I'm just sharing with you what I did. I didn't have to buy a gym membership. I didn't have to put myself on toxic chemicals. I didn't have to hire a guru or a personal trainer. I just made a plan, and I followed it with 100% compliance, and I never deviated. I followed the plan, and I always showed up. I just kept showing up, and these are the results. Can you imagine after 46 days, and you can see the transformation, what's it going to be like at 90? What's it going to look like at a year? So I hope this encourages you. And I don't give a damn about any of the trolls or the haters that come on here and want to accuse me of being dishonest. I got no axe to grind here. I don't care. You're going to tell me that I'm going to come here on publicly and make up this story in front of my wife and my children and all my friends that have watched the transformation. I'm just going to make this up and lie to you all for what purpose, what reason? I'm not selling anything. I don't have a program to give you. This is what happened. This is what I did. People told me that it was medically impossible. It's not. This is what I did. This is what happened. I took the photos. Here they are. I have many eyewitnesses. My wife sees me. She knows me intimately. She's seen the changes. One of the things that I didn't expect from this, I just thought it would be nice to not be overweight and have my self-respect back, right? Be able to go out in public without trying to hide something. But the confidence and standing a little taller, the clarity of thought, the gone or the aching joints, I feel like a completely different person. It's been one of the most impactful and profound things I've ever done, and it happened in 46 days. I never would have thought in my wildest dreams that it would mean so much to me and it would completely change my outlook on life, my positivity, my general contentmentness, my ability to just to go back and to do and experience the things that I did. And the other thing that it's done is it's inspired my family as well. All of us were struggling. My wife is, she put some weight on in the wintertime, and as well as I had, and I didn't say a thing to her. I wasn't making this her journey. I wasn't shaming anyone. I just was doing it for myself, and so that I could be the best father and husband and man that I could be. And her seeing that without me saying a word, she joined me. And now she's experiencing the same success. I helped her start an AI, and she's been losing, it's incredible the amount of weight she's had. Her program's different than me. She eats 5 times a day. She says she's never eaten more food in her life, and she's losing close to a half a pound a day, naturally, with no Ozempic, no drugs or anything. If she wants to share her story, I encouraged her to. She's taking photos and keeping tracks. You know, when she gets through hers, she's a couple weeks behind me. If she chooses, maybe she'll do that. But she'll corroborate what I'm saying is true as well. So I wanted to share this with you to encourage you. I know that just from the amount of responses that I got on that community page post, I think there were over 500, 600 responses. That tells me that there's a lot of people that are in need of this and would like some help and really don't know where to go, where to turn. And I just want to encourage you, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And you don't need to outlay a lot of cash. The supplements are expensive. The investment in the gym is expensive. However, compared to what we used to spend on alcohol or drinks when you go out or eating out, garbage food and snacks and stuff, Mrs. W was telling us we probably spend half of what we used to spend on food, and yet we buy the best, highest quality, mostly organic food that we can get, and we're still saving money at it. It's just an incredible thing. I will continue to document this. I'll be adding to my gym. One thing I did add is I added a weight vest. I had to order this last week additional weights, heavier kettlebells, because I'm just getting so much stronger that having a simple home gym, I'm not able to get the resistance that I need because it's just happening so quickly. And so my gym will grow and will never be super elaborate, but it will be what I need to keep it simple. But if you can carve out a 10 by 10 spot in your garage, if you can throw down $1,000 for some basic equipment and get a control of your appetite and follow the plan, then you can have the same thing as I have. I will, in 40 days, I will be 9% body fat with a 6-pack and be at 56, the best physical condition that I've ever been in my life. Just when I thought things were going to go the other direction, it was time for me to sit in my easy chair. This has given me kind of a new lease on life and a completely different attitude. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. So if you want to be part of this, if you'd like to get into the deepness of this, if you'd like to have some accountability and follow along and build your own forge and be a part of the war band, become a member. I'll put a link in the pin to the top comment, put it at the top of the description, and join us. And you'll be there Monday morning, and you can do this too. So I hope it helps. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.